Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Maria Asia. I'm also known as Mindsetandmascara, and that is where you can find me on all my social medias. I have two that I'm on constantly. Twitter, not so much, but I will try to start going on Twitter a little bit more, but I do have a Twitter account. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about my most and least used palettes. I chose 5 from each group. I do have some that I use a lot. I do have more that I use a lot, but I wanted to get my holy grail ones that I always use, that if I need a certain color, I always go to these palettes. And my least used, you will see a theme here, but I do keep them on hand just in case I need them. I need them for like doing my sister's makeup or somebody else's makeup or whatever you know, kind of comes in to play here. But I do use these every now and then. I just don't use them enough. Now there's 1 or 2 palettes in here that I haven't even touched. I haven't even swatched. I haven't even done anything. And I'm thinking I'll probably declutter them if and when I do my decluttering. So yeah, if you want to see my most and least used palettes, then keep on watching. Okay, as you can see from my background here, I have a slight eyeshadow palette obsession. I may have a little brush obsession, but it's not as much as my eyeshadow palettes. So I thought I'd start off with my most used palettes and just kind of go from there. So the first one I'm going to show you is the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions palette. This is the only Obsessions palette that I have, and after using this, I want them all. I got this, I want to say 6 months ago. Yeah, 6 months ago. So I haven't gone through all of it, but this black here is probably my favorite black out of any palette. It is like, I don't know if I can show you here. It is like seriously black, and no, I probably should have done it here. Let's do it here. It is a very, very black. I absolutely love it. Don't worry about the bruise there. I got it from work. And it's great for like transition colors and everything, because when I do a black smoky eye, I use these two as transition colors. But that's not only it. All of these here are just very, very metallic, very wet looking, and I'm sure that a lot of people have talked about these before, but they're like, seriously, if I can just, I wish I had better lighting in here. I am going to get better lighting, but it's like awesome. Let's do this gold here because I've used this gold a lot too. These are my most used colors from this palette. This one right here too. I mean, look at that. They're gorgeous. I haven't really used these two very much, but I've used everything but these two a lot. So that one I always dip into it. I think I actually, no, I didn't use it for this look. I used a different palette for this look. Which is another one of my like really, really, really favorites. So let me wipe that off. My next favorite is, and you would think it was the Heavy Metal palette here, which I do still love, but this has kind of taken its place. It is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette, and sorry, it's really dirty, but I use this palette a lot. It probably, you may not, yeah, I don't dig into my palettes, so you really can't tell, but I really, really use this a lot. Mainly this Dripping Diamonds here. I've used this for so many looks. I mean, it's insane how many looks I've used this. And just look at that. That is freaking awesome. I've also used the pink and the green. The pink I think is New Money, and I've used that. It didn't, this lighting isn't showing it very well. And then the green, which is Moneybags. Those are really the three that I use the most out of here, but I have used some of the other colors. But usually if I go for a gold, I'll go into the Smoky Obsessions palette. So that is another one. Okay, I have 3 more here, but one is not really a palette, it's a brand, so I kind of cheated a little. Yeah, we'll get to that one last. And if you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on Facebook, if you've looked at any of my IGTV stories or IGTV tutorials, which yes, I do post on IGTV regularly, then you'll know what the last one is going to be. But the next one is the Violet Voss. Oh, this lighting. It's dark in here, so I'm shooting this at night. The Violet Voss, the Rainbow Eyeshadow Palette. And let me just show you why. I've used this palette so much. Let me just show you why. Look at this. Look at this. This right here is my all-time favorite color from this palette. Let me just show you the look. This is an all shimmer palette. I mean, look at that. That is gorgeous. This is an all shimmer palette except for this one. Eclipse is, I'm sorry, I'm using my middle finger. Eclipse is a matte black with glitter in it. I did use that for this look today. And see, it's not as black, and so when I have when I'm doing something, because I use like an Anastasia single shadow as part of my transition, and I didn't want the black to overpower it, I'll use this one and kind of build it up if I need to. But also this Seafoam, and I mean, I've used all the colors. Oh my gosh, this pearl color. Let me show you this pearl color. But let me do Seafoam first. That is Seafoam, and this pearl is, it doesn't do, I can't, I wish you could see it. It's like almost, it's a duochrome. It's a white with a gold shift. So it's beautiful. So yes, that is the Violet Voss Rainbow palette, and I'd wanted this palette for, I'd been eyeing that palette for a long time, and it would be sold out on Sephora, and so I waited patiently, and then it'd come back, and then it'd get sold out, and then finally when I actually saved my money for this palette, because I got this and one other palette, and it's not in my most used palettes, but when I bought this palette, I was a little disappointed because it was an all shimmer palette. I didn't read the description. I just saw the colors and they're beautiful. And I was hoping for a matte palette because I don't have like a matte kind of, I don't have a matte palette with these particular shades. And I was excited, and then when I saw it, I'm like, oh crap, it's all shimmers. But I used it and I fell in love with it. This one, this was the first palette, the first luxury palette. I do not buy luxury palettes very often. Okay, I don't buy luxury palettes ever. I don't even have a Natasha Denona palette, and I really want one. But during the VIB appreciation sale, I got talked to, I went in, and I got the Mothership palette. But I went in wanting the smaller one, the smaller version of this pink one, and I ended up getting this one because stupid me swatched them. And I literally only bought this palette for this gold. Now, yes, that would be stupid. I'm buying a $125 palette for a gold shade, but the other shades are like seriously beautiful. But let me show you this gold one first, okay? Look at this. Look at how shiny and sparkly that color is. And when you put it on the eye, it just gives off this beautiful gold sparkly sheen. If I can get it to focus on my arm and not this. But yeah, the lighting in here is horrible right now. I'm very, very sorry, guys. But I mean, it's beautiful. God, I really wish you could see the payoff that you get. Then this pink I've used too. I did a whole video reviewing this palette, and I'm hoping that I put it up before I show you this video, but they are all like gorgeous. Just those 4 colors there, but then you also have these other shimmers in here that are just as beautiful. So now I did 2 looks, 1 palette. No, I did 2 looks, not 1 palette, because you know me, I always have to have like a pop of color, and this only has 2 mattes and then kind of 2 satin colors in it. And that's okay if you are a person that uses the same transition color over and over again. However, if you're me, and some of the other pictures that I may show, if you are me and use color in your crease as your transition a lot, then that palette alone wouldn't suffice. So I do bring other palettes, other colors in, but I still think it is more than worth it, because I've talked myself into getting the other palettes too. So I will eventually get the others. I do know that, is it Bad Habit or Face Candy that have come out with 3 of the Mothership dupes. If you would like me to, I know there's a lot of these videos out there, but if you would like me to do like a comparison and then like a wear test on the 2 palettes, just using those, one on one eye, one on the other, let me know, and I would be happy to do that for you, because I love watching those videos. All right, last but not least, Juvia's Place. You see me use these in probably almost every look that I have, because the quality of their shadows is like awesome, especially for like a drugstore price, because these are cheaper palettes. They're not cheap palettes, they're more affordable. And this is the Freak palette. I did do a video on this. I will link however you link palette. It'll be down below, okay? I'm still getting used to this YouTube thing. But this I just got, and you can see I've already used those quite a bit. I just got this one too, and this one has been used in several looks as well. I also just got this one. As soon as Juvia's Place came into Ulta, I was so freaking excited, because 1, Ulta's shipping is like second to none, because I like get them like 3 days later, and 2, Ulta points. So it's a win-win. This one I use a lot. You would think I'd use this shade, but I use this shade most often, because this red shade, it looks brighter on the camera, but it is a deeper, like, I want to say crimson. Mark says maroon. It's not maroon. It is not maroon. But I used that color on my Marine Corps kind of look that I did. I'll show you right here. I have a video on that on my Instagram, my IGTV. Out of all of them, this is my most used palette. No! Yeah, I need to repurchase this. I really need to repurchase this because I have dropped this on the ground and it broke this color. And you would think, hey Maria, you wouldn't use that color very often because look, it's just a plain like pink color. But I do. I use it very often. So now I've got to buy a whole other palette for it. But anyway, so this one has been used like a lot. And I mean, I haven't even you don't even see, you see divots. You'll see a divot in this one, this one, this one, and this one, because those are probably my most used. But it just, you get so much product in this. So, you know, I have all these shadow. I know that people do not have the collection that I do, okay? I'm a little spoiled, I'm a little, you know, but any extra money I have ends up going to makeup, so, but if you want to like dip your toe into color, this would probably be the best palette to get it. Now, I did a green and black eyeshadow look, and I'll put a picture up here. And this is the green that I use. It is like a true lime green. It is bright, it is bold. It's just like in your face. So yeah, that their shimmer, their mattes are blend really well, but their shimmer, the quality of their shimmers are awesome. All right, down to my next most used. And you can probably see which color I use the most out of this palette. Is this Dahlia color. Anytime I use a blue, except for this look I wanted to use something different, but really anytime I use any kind of blue on the lid, it is most likely this color, because I mean, really that is just like, oh, vibrant blue. So I use these very often. I don't use these very often. I have done a look with these, not very often. I think I did like a bronzy color or bronzy red look, and I used this one here and then this one here. But other than that, I don't use these as often, but they're still really good. I'm not too into neutral colors. Y'all should know that by now. All right, last but not least, this is the last one that I have. I want to get all of the Juvia's Place palettes, but this is the last one that I have. Most used color, this green here, because it's just like a genuine green color. And I've used these a couple of times. This one is a purple duochrome. It's purple with a pink shift. It is like gorgeous. So really, this video is going to be very long just because I'm going on and on and on about Juvia's Place. Right now, they are my favorite brand besides Urban Decay, because I do love Urban Decay. But yeah, they're my favorite brand by far. So that does it for my most used palettes. Let's go into my least used. Now, I am not saying these are bad palettes at all. I just do not use them very often because you will see a theme within these. Milani Most Loved Mattes. I bought this one and the Smoky palette, I think. Oh, is it Smoky? I don't know. Yeah, no, sorry. The Bold Obsessions. I do use the Bold Obsessions more because it has more of, you know, I just love shimmers. So, and you're like, Maria, why did you get it? I am susceptible, or I used to be susceptible. Now I am not, because I have palettes up there, or palettes that I've never used, and I just got them because somebody suggested them to me, or I wanted all of the makeup. That is just stupid, and it is very hard on the wallet. So now I just I've gotten into the habit of getting stuff that I know I will use. So this, it hasn't even been touched. It hasn't even been touched. It was, somebody did a review on this. I think it was Nicole Renee Cutler. And I was just like, okay, I gotta get it now. Yeah. I haven't touched it. And every time I look at it, God, I'm just like, eh. Now, not gonna say it's not for anyone. Their matte formula is amazing. The Bold Obsessions I've used several times, and their formula is amazing. It's these colors I wouldn't use, which is why she did a review on the Soft and Sultry, or one of their new ones that they came out with. I didn't buy either one of those because I knew once I saw the palettes that I would not use them. This is the Clay Play Volume 1. This is before they changed it and discontinued this one. This is everybody's like holy grail palette. This is everybody's palette that they use when they go traveling. They can do a full face off of this palette. You know what? I don't. I like color. It's very rare when I have something, if I wear something without color. Now I am trying to do like sometimes more of a glam look or a more neutral look. I'm trying to kind of blend those in every now and then. But if I do, I'll use the Soft Glam palette because I'm a collector of Anastasia's palettes. So I wanted to love this palette so badly. I wanted to love it. This is the Pure and BoxyCharm collab. I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, I was so excited about this blue. It's not that great. I wasn't impressed with it, and I probably really need to declutter it because I know I'm never going to use it. I never, even when I need a blue or need, you know, a color like that, because I think this is the only color I have that's kind of that vibrant. Well, not anymore. I think the Violet Voss palette has it, but I didn't even open it because I've used it and I didn't like it. So sorry. I love Pure. I'm wearing their lashes today, but that was no. All right. Tarte Graveyard Girl palette, their collab. Not saying this is a bad palette, not at all. See a theme here? See a theme? Yeah. I am just not inspired when I look at a neutral palette or when I look at a palette like this. I'm not inspired at all. Call me a brat if you want to, but I know what I like and that isn't it. This last palette, this this used to be one of my favorites. I bought this because when I swatched it, I was like, oh my gosh, I had to get it. I bought it when I went to the Beauty Business Summit here in Dallas in March, and I was so in love with it. I used it several times, but then it kind of fell off. That is the Kat Von D Divine palette. Oh, I'm gonna get so many mean comments. I was in love with this palette. I was seriously in love with this palette because I mean, look at it. You've got a matte kind of pastel-y blue, and then you have this color blue here, and you've got Hard Magic, which is this black, and this black is pretty black. Then you have Female Trouble, which is a white matte, and then Hairspray, and I believe, yeah, this is just a silver. It's more of a topper than it is a shadow. But in this green, this is why I fell in love with the palette, because of this green. Now, to be honest, I got the Zulu palette right around the same time, I think. So now you kind of understand. This green, if I am to use a lime green, I will go into the Zulu palette. Let me show you the difference between the green from the Zulu palette. This is the Zulu palette. The green from the Zulu palette. And I'll do on this arm. Okay. And the green from the Kat Von D palette. Now, the Zulu palette is much more intense than the Kat Von D palette, and that's really what happened. Is I saw myself, if I wanted a green, I saw myself gravitating to the Zulu palette and not this palette. Not saying this is not a good palette. I love Kat Von D's formulas, no matter what anybody thinks of them. Okay, no matter what anybody thinks of her, I love her eyeshadow formulas. So, yeah, that one kind of fell off the list, and I rarely ever use this anymore. And with that, that will wrap up my most and least used palettes. What I want is for you guys to put your most used palette, your favorite palette as of right now, in the comments box, because I really want to know what everybody uses. And two, especially if you have any suggestions as far as colorful palettes and things like that, because I know I do not have all of them, and I know there's a lot of indie brands that have come out with like bright, bold, colorful palettes, and I keep on forgetting about them. I need to write them down just to see if I want to, or just to get new kind of colors into my collection. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button. If you want to be notified, hit the bell. Bell really rarely ever works, but hit it anyway. Also, you can find me on my social medias. I will have them listed below or here if I ever figure out how to do it. I'm using Premiere Pro, so I'm getting used to it. Anyway, I would be happy to have you there and talk to all of you. I love talking to people about makeup. My family doesn't like talking about makeup. My daughter does, but nobody else does. So I'm kind of stuck with nobody to talk to about this. So without further ado, I love you guys. I cannot wait to see you in my next video, and I will see you later. Bye.